Hey, what's up, guys? Nick here with Overage Syndicate, and wanted to do another case study for you today. The deal that we did. This was we did this deal. We actually got paid on this deal twice, believe it or not. Once this year and once last year. So I'll tell you how that worked out. We I probably hear my son yelling in the background. Sorry about that. The joys of working from home. Anyway, um, so this case was an interesting case. This was actually one that I did with one of my student partners. Um, we got in contact. Here's the situation with this case. This was a tax sale, so a tow, tax sale overage. It actually occurred from a tax lien sale, not a tax deed sale. If and I can talk about that if you're not sure of what the difference is. Tax deed is you're actually bidding for ownership of the property. A tax lien is you're just purchasing a lien on a property. So you're purchasing an interest in the property, but you're not bidding for ownership at that point. But with tax lien sales, if the homeowner doesn't pay you back as the investor, you can then foreclose on the lien and take possession of the property. Doesn't happen very often, but it does happen, and that's what happened in this case. And there was a substantial overage. And so what had happened is the homeowner had passed away, and their heirs, I guess, just let the property go. Now, we contacted one heir, a son, and he agreed to work with us. So we worked with him, and there was over $95,000. But we only had the one son, right? So we could only move forward, and we only were able to claim 50%. And so that's what happened in this case is we recovered roughly $47,000. Now, what ended up happening is if we got that done, and about a month later, the my attorney contacted me and was like, "Hey, there's still another $47,000 here. If you can somehow find the other heir, I have their name here." And we didn't know the name. Apparently, our client was a little bit estranged with the sibling, and so they didn't even tell us about him. But what ended up happening is the attorney gave the name of the other heir. We tried to reach out to him. Didn't have any luck with skip tracing or phone calling. And so what we did then is we went back to our other client that we had already gotten the money for, and we said, "Hey, we know the situation's kind of tough, but this money is going to be forfeited if it's not claimed. Would you mind reaching out to your sibling, or at least helping us get in contact with them? And if you can, then we'd love to compensate you for that." And so, long story short, the other sibling was able to get in touch with the estranged one, and we were able to work out a deal. And we got in touch with the second sibling, got everything signed, submitted the claim, and then we got another check for $47,000. So that's why when you look at this, it says, we recovered $95,000 in total, but we did it in two different claims. One for the one sibling, then one for the other, and they were a couple months apart. And on each, so our total net profit was $28,000, or two checks of $14,000. So we actually got paid twice on one deal because of the heir situation going on. So that was this case. Great deal. Obviously, my take home was not the full 28. My take home was 14, and then my student partner, got 14 when all was said and done, because we split the profit 50-50 on this deal. So it was awesome. It was a good deal, and it worked out in the end. We were able to recover the full amount before it was forfeit to the state. And yeah, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you can get paid multiple times on a single deal. And that's usually when you're dealing in estate cases where there's multiple heirs and maybe you're not able to sign up all the heirs at once. But let's say you sign up one heir and you successfully get their portion. Then what happens is all the other heirs, they see that it's legit, that you're legit, that, hey, you know, their brother or their sister or, you know, whoever it is got this money and they don't want to miss out. So then they end up signing up with you. Such is the case in this scenario. So that's a case study that I have for you today of an actual deal that we did recently. And I hope that it's helpful for you. Estate cases can be, and when I say estate cases, I mean where the homeowner has passed away and you're dealing with the heirs. They can be difficult, they can be time consuming, but they can be very rewarding if you know how to work them. Could probably do a whole series, whole training on just working estate cases because it's a lot of work, a lot of details that you need to know about. But if you know how to work them, they can be very, very profitable. So hope that helps. Again, if you need help with anything, if you want to get started, you can check out school.overagecourse.com, enroll directly there, or overagesyndicate.com. And post your questions below. Hope this is helpful. Subscribe, like, share it if you feel the need to, and we'll see you in the next case study or in the next video, whatever comes first. And appreciate you guys for being here. And until next time, thanks, guys.